Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, starring Angelina Jolie, Jon Voight, Noah Taylor, Ian Glenn, Daniel Craig, Chris Berry, Julian Ryan Tutt, forgive me if I said that wrong, Richard Johnson, and Leslie Phillips, and directed by Simon West. Now, before I get into this review, I remember seeing this a long time ago, like when I was I don't know, 10 years old, maybe 11. Maybe 11 now I think about it, but the point is that I don't remember this movie very well, and I at the time couldn't remember this plot. Let's see if it remains that way. Let's get into it. So Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft herself, I think is very attractive, and I like the first action sequence we get with her against the robot that Bryce has made programmed to kill Lara, and ends up playing her mixtape of party music. I thought that was very hysterical at best. Powell is the villain of this movie, and I swear I thought that was Dominic West, who's going to play Lord Richard Croft in the new movie, but unfortunately he's played by a different actor. I don't know of him, and I don't know who he is, or what other things I've seen him in before, but his performance was average at best. The actor who actually plays Lord Richard Croft this time is Angelina Jolie's actual father, Jon Voight, which when I last heard they were not speaking to one another, and I like Jon Voight. He makes a commanding presence, even if the movie is bad, and I'm looking at you, Transformers. He still turns in a good performance, and here he's more credible than any other movie I've seen him in at best. I usually like Angelina Jolie as an actress, but my problem is I don't understand the accent of hers. It's really hard to understand her. Daniel Craig is here before his James Bond days as Alex, and I like him in this movie. If I don't like the character he plays, like this one in Road to Perdition is another example, my point is I like seeing him here. While Lara is bungee jumping, some goons come in and steal some triangle thing. We get an action sequence that is absolutely tedious, and I did not like how that scene was played out at all. So Lara finds a secret note in a box by the UPS guy brings to her place, and finds a letter from her father, Lord Richard, and goes to Cambodia and finds one half of the triangle looking for stone thingy. I don't know what it is, but meets up with Alex and Powell, and I thought this plot is so freaking hard to follow. There's times when I think I get it, but other times when I don't get it. We get another pointless but video gamey action sequence with Lara, Powell, and Alex fighting against some stones, and those stones look very cartoony, like the CGI was pretty damn poor in this movie. Lara and Powell talk, and Powell wants to be Lara's partner, and Lara refuses, and the next scene she asks Alex not to betray her while he was out of the shower, and looking kind of naked, I hate to say, was a completely pointless, and it's a shame that Daniel Craig was nude in that scene, but luckily they didn't show his dick, because this is a PG-13 rated movie. They go to a snowy place in Russia to look for the other half of the triangle stone. Now that was a moment I liked in the film, and they bring snow dogs as a vehicle, which did make me happy. None of them were harmed in the making of this movie. Then they dumb it down when Alex gets stabbed, when Powell has control of the time storm, but nope. Lara grabs it and gets control of the time storm and prevents Alex from getting killed. And that felt way too convenient. Then we get Lara versus Powell, and I thought that was a pretty good fight. And Lara is alive and Powell's dead, and she makes it out within minutes when the tomb breaks down and she has no sled, but makes the dogs mush. And I thought that was cool, and when I said earlier no animals were harmed in the making of this movie. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 4.8 out of 10. This movie does have a lot of action like in the game, But confessionably, I've never played the game, but there was some bad CGI, and I like the actors and their roles, but unfortunately, this can't get a recommendation out of me, because but do watch this only once and never look back on it again. And I have to confess this before I take off for the next week's movie. I've never played video games. I'm not a big fan. I don't know why. I'm just weird that way. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. And until next time, have a good mystery.